Hi guys, welcome to Michelin King. I thought since it's so warm that I would come out and burn my bald head, so here we are. But in all seriousness, we are testing this brand new wax. It's called Ember. It's obviously Michelin King, as the channel suggests, and it's just a fantastic wax. It's a higher end show car wax, high gloss, lots of nice oils in it. And the nice thing is, with it being warm, as most of you know, the natural waxes perform really well when it's warm. Just simply because with this, you've got very little petroleum content, so not a lot of the wax actually evaporates. Most of it either sets or seeps its way into the paint, because as you know, paint is porous. So although it is a sealed structure to an extent, it does have a level of porous nature. So this is where this wax will actually feed the paint. So quite good if you've got paint that's a couple of years old, or you are close to somewhere like us. We've got the airport overhead, and it's quite a harsh environment. So you've got the airport here, lots of industry. So the paint does get quite dry. And that brings me on to my next thing. I'll just gently put that in the sunroof. The next one here, and we've not really covered this product that often, but it's absolutely fantastic. As you can hear that it's a wee bit more liquidy than pure. So very nice and easy to apply and super easy to remove. Plus it's quite a quick product to use. And because we are south facing, although it does look very grey above, there you go. There's a look at the weather. That's Scotland for you. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the plane. I can't remember who that is, but you can hear the plane going overhead. So that'll get you ready for it. As I said, it's a busy industrial estate, and those of you used to have quite a good laugh at our expense with the amount of planes and industry and stuff, the noises in the background, but that's what it is. So we've got all-in-one. So basically what that does is it deep cleans the paint. You get a slight amount of abrasive, not the same that's in pure, so slightly less, but it can also protect the paint as well. So it acts as a sealant. So if you're short on time, all-in-one is a fantastic product. The next product that I'm going to show you is Quick Detailer, just simply because we use that in nearly all of the videos. It's good just to give the paint a quick dust over. It was already washed earlier, but all we're going to do is just give it a quick spritz over just to get anything that's settled on there. Just be careful, obviously, there aren't any dust particles that are hard. As I said, we're quite a lot of industry here, so lots of stuff getting kicked up, but that's what makes this factory that we've got such a good test bed. So we're going to use Quick Detailer, and I'll show you exactly the methods that we're going to use. So what we'll do is we'll just bring the camera down to the level that we'll be working at, and I'll just grab some tools, so to speak. So obviously microfiber pads, they're a must, work cloth, and then your grey cloth. So all we're going to start out with, we'll use the work cloth. I quite like these for the Quick Detailer. Just make sure it's on this is a brand new nozzle, so just load the nozzle. There we go. And just a light spritz. Quick Detailer will give you a level of protection, but it is a Quick Detailer, it's not a spray wax, so just bear that in mind. We do offer spray waxes, very good ones, but just bear in mind, Quick Detailer, that's all it is. And the reason this is such an intrinsic part of our product lineup, and I'll get more into the reason as to why it is simply a Quick Detailer. So first off, when you are preparing a car for wax, and maybe you're doing a quick detail, you don't necessarily want to be using, well, you definitely don't want to be using a spray wax, and you certainly don't want to be using anything that's got SiO2, because these are poorer quality ingredients than what will be in this higher end. It's not quite at the luxury range, but it's not far off. you don't want anything intertwining with that. It's like buying a BMW M4 and sticking, tyres from the local car wash onto it. The two just don't go hand in hand. So again, if you're using a quick detailer, make sure you get one that doesn't have any hybridization to it, so to speak. It is a more traditional way to look at things, but it is definitely when you're when you're looking at applying wax, it's a must. It's a good idea not to mix different wax products. So that will just bring us nicely onto this. Those of you that remember the technical videos before, a wee Zorro. You can apply this. My favourite way to use this is actually via dual action. So definitely that is my favourite way, but I forgot the batteries. so no dual action today. And just screw the cap back on, wipe off the excess, and that's you ready to go. Now, just going to take the watch off. We'll set it up here. Best way to use this, straight lines, don't apply into the car in circular motions, simply because if you catch anything then you'll touch the paint more with circular motions than you will with straight lines. Also, you're more likely to, the dust and whatever's more likely to come off between the panel gaps. This is a lovely paint, so this is actually pearl white. You may or may not see that in the sun. It's a very light pearl. That's another plane, just in case you were wondering. I am sure that they wait until we start the videos and they're like, John's doing a video, send the planes. Send the firing squad. Well, there you go. It speaks for itself. So that is, obviously we'll get a lot of washout today because it's so bright, but this is your very light coloured pad, and then this is the stuff that's just been taken off. Bearing in mind this is a clean car, it's pretty new as well. I'm pretty certain it had a ceramic coating. It's a company car. I'm pretty sure it was supplied with a ceramic coating of some sort, but as you can see, that's the dirt that's been removed. So that's why all-in-one, any type of paint cleaner, so pure or all-in-one, is so important for the preparation, because if we didn't do that step, guys, this is what you would be sealing under the wax, which you don't want. So super easy to remove. Just wait until it's hazed over, which it has. Again, when it's a warmer day like today, it's quite good, to be honest, because everything kind of cures relatively quick. That's just a wee piddler going over, so that won't make the news. That's one of the I absolutely love being here, because you get to see all these phenomenal planes. Obviously in Glasgow we get the Emirates one as well coming over, and well, you can hear that from miles off. But it's not really a disturbing sound, to be honest. It's more just like a low hum. It's crazy to see something of that size actually land, but thankfully it does every single time. So next up we have Ember. Now this is why it's very important not to buy a quick detailer that has any wax content, sort of hybridization to it, because we're now going to lubricate this pad, because microfibers are, the reason microfibers are used as polishing pads is because they are abrasive. Okay, abrasiveness comes into it when everything has a hardness. So in the scientific world, everything has a hardness. So if this hardness is less than, if the hardness of this is less than the hardness of this paint, for instance, it technically shouldn't scratch it. But that's in a lab, and that's not how real life works, because even in between, I mean, there's a speckle of something has landed on the paint, And as you know, we've had 3 or 4 planes come over in that time period. So there's something that's landed on the paint. Had I not spotted that and it goes into the microfiber, you're then dragging that across the paint. This is just, we're detailing the cars outside. We know that most people, they don't have garages where they're able to detail the car inside and out. So just to give you an idea, I detail everything that I detail outside. If we've got the space and I really need to, I'll drag the car into one of the units. But aside from that, this gives a much better, I think people probably identify with it more, because that's what it's about, getting out onto the driveway or the street, or wherever you take care of your car, and just getting a wee bit of detailing, a wee bit of therapy, I suppose. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to spritz this pad about a shoulder width apart, just to pick up some quick detailer. And the reason for that is you don't want the wax, and you can do this for any product, you don't want to waste the product by it getting sucked in. So what you're doing is you're priming the pad. That's what that means. When people talk about priming a pad, what they're actually doing, what they're wanting to say is we're creating a barrier between the absorption and the product. So you don't want it to all absorb. So that's all you're doing there. And the reason it makes the wax easier to apply is because the wax has some oils. So again, this is very easy to apply, and you will be able to buy this X demonstrator. There's another plane. That's EasyJet London 1205. It is probably from London, it's about that size. So as you can see, that's about half the pad. I would say do about a third of the pad. The reason being, you want the rest of the pad, sorry guys, very bright. You want the rest of the pad to pick up the wax, so that you don't over apply. This is when you're used to waxing as a whole, you'll get the hang of it. But until this point, just do that, because it means you'll never over apply if you follow that method. Another method that's very handy, or another wee trick, is just dab the wax on the paint first, so that as you're moving along, you're picking up new wax all the time. This is far too much wax for the rear quarter, but you get the gist of it. You can start to see the pearl coming out. The thing with all kind of metallics or pearls or flip paints, the most important thing is you need to have that paint really, really clean and all in one, as you saw earlier. All in one or pure is the way to do that. And bear in mind with your quick detailer, especially if it's got, depending on the emulsion that it's made from, some of them will definitely mute the flake. So again, that's another reason, if you're going for a quick detailer and you're buying high quality wax, even if you're just buying normal quality waxes, get a quick detailer that's very basic, that doesn't have SiO2, because essentially that's not a quick detailer, it's a spray wax, and that's the difference. A quick detailer is something that you use to remove fingerprints. It's good for car shows, it's good for general applications, helping to remove products. You wouldn't use an SiO2 product to remove a car wax. It's counterintuitive. But I know that a lot of you guys that watch this, you already know this stuff. It's just for the new people that are watching, I think Titan would look phenomenal on this paint. Anyway. Right, so what we typically do is, because it's a natural wax, we leave it for about, believe it or not, 45 minutes or more, especially if it's in direct sun, because as I said, most of the oils here will cure hard. They won't evaporate, they're too heavy to evaporate. And that's a good thing, because the more product that's actually left on the paint, the better it'll look. So the glossier, the wetter, whatever. But what I'm seeing here is that it's a closer finish. So what I mean by that is this is fantastic on, it's really made the pearl paint pop. Now, because of the heat and the fact I'm wearing a black t-shirt and heavy jeans, I'm going to force this wax. It's something we've not covered in a while, but I'm going to force this wax to cure. Now, it won't last as long. It definitely won't look as good, but it just gives you an option. Say if you go out, the sky's like this just now, it looks as if, you know, it's about to bucket. You go out onto the driveway, the sky's turning, you think, oh, I've just waxed, you know, just put the wax on the car, starts to spit, this is what you want to do. It's very, very easy. Get, and this is imperative to it, guys, so get a nap microfiber that's thin. Don't go for a thick nap, because all the quick detailer that you're wanting to use will go into the nap and not really help to remove. You'll essentially just get a quick detailery wax. So anyway, onto the nap. It's very warm today, as I've said. I'm a Scotsman, so we're not used to this. Anything above 10 degrees is too warm. That's centigrade. So just with this, 1, 2, that's it. Very, very light misting. The products that we offer are extremely high. They have a very high concentration of active ingredients. So I don't water anything down. You know, once it arrives to the factory, we do not add water. We don't dilute anything down. So you don't need the volume. I've seen, you know, customers have sent me videos and said, oh, I've used the quick detail, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's like this. It is dripping down the paint. That's far too much. Just a very light mist. And it saves you money. That's always nice. More to put on the lottery to get that yacht in the Bahamas or wherever you want. Grimsby might be. So there we go. The reason, so you can actually feel the wax underneath the paint. The reason that you know it's fully cured is because the cloth, the towel, whatever you're using, ideally some kind of soft microfiber, will just glide across the paint. Now, oh, this is fantastic. This is really nice. Now, bear in mind, only left the wax on for a few minutes, but even I can definitely tell the difference. I can tell that I can feel it. I suppose that's what we're doing here. Oh, this is very soft. Yeah, this is incredible, because what I felt with this paint is it was quite draggy. I don't know if it's something that they've used on the paint, or sometimes a lot of alkaline based products can do that. They can absolutely kill the feel of the paint because they're too strong, really. If you are a keen detailer, you know, especially if you're one of our customers, they're really looking after their paint, you probably don't have much use for an alkaline based product. So this is silky smooth. Yeah, that is very nice. So the all-in-one cleaner will help with that, because obviously it deep cleans the paint. But I think what we're feeling here is a mixture of the wax, and I just wish there was a way that you could convert this on YouTube so that you could actually feel this. You just need to buy it for yourself. Yeah, that's just incredible. The slickness of the finish. Unreal. It will be quite well washed out in the camera, guys, because it's very, very bright, and with it being white as well. But what I'm going to do is try and bring you down to the same level and see if you can see the reflections in the gloss. Again, white is really difficult to get that, but again, that's just testament to the product. So that's us essentially. So you probably see this on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube. Essentially the products that we use, just a quick recap. So we started off with, well, quick detailing. We just gave the panel a quick wipe down just to make sure that it's clean and ready for the prep work. Next up, we followed this up with all-in-one in one of our elasticated microfibers. These are great because it means it's very difficult to drop these, because if your hand's anything like mine, it kind of bends over the pad anyway. So it's, you know, obviously if you shake your hand hard enough, it'll come off, but chances are it won't. All-in-one, onto the paint first, and as you've seen on the video, that was almost, instantly dry. So we just buffed that off. You can use a microfiber in terms of a work cloth, anything about 400 grams or under. I don't tend to use plush microfibers unless it's for quick detailing, unless maybe a waterless wash, something like that, or a quick detailer. That's really all I use. If it's a thinner nap, it's always for the polish or the car wax. So that's a look at the wax that we use, because this will go online. And as you can see, you've got the orange jar. It's limited to 5, I think, but obviously this is pre-production. You're getting a bit of a special look at it here, and then you've got the orange colour inside. These will all be numbered, dated and signed as well, just so that you know that it's an official product. But yeah, very happy with that. One of the top tips I would give is at least try and get 2 layers of car wax onto the paint. Very similar to if you've ever painted anything, it's the exact same idea, so that you've got a nice even coating on the paint. Right guys, take care, have a lovely day, bye bye.